So to create a 2-color cable cast on, we're going to use both colors that we're going to cast on with. Starting about 4 inches up from the end, we're just going to create a simple slip knot. Nothing fancy. It's always best to try and have the color that you're going to create the first stitch with on the left hand side, just so that you continue up the needle in pattern. And I'm going to just put my needle in here and snug it down. And then we're going to work this very simply like a cable cast on when you're working in 1-color knitting. So to start, we'll place our needle between the 2 stitches on the needle. So you can see it's between the 2 stitches. And we're going to pick up the first color we want to create a stitch with, which in this case is this tan color. We're going to knit our stitch and place it on the needle. For the next stitch, we want to create an aqua colored stitch, so we will place our needle between the first 2 stitches on the needle, pick up that aqua, making sure that it's under the tan, and place it on the needle. So what we want to make sure we're doing as we're creating all these stitches is continuing to pick up underneath, so that you're always wrapping your yarn in the same way to create a braided cast on look. We'll work a few more stitches here and you can see what it starts to look like. Pick that up underneath. Whoops. Place it on. Needle between the first 2 stitches, pick up from underneath. Now as you're working this, you'll notice that your working yarn coming off of your 2 balls of yarn are going to get really twisted, and it's really annoying, but there's really no way to handle it. I find every 20 or so stitches I'll stop and untwist all of the yarn so that I don't go crazy as they twist around each other. Some people really don't get affected by it, so you just have to work with what's most comfortable for you. You can see them starting to twist here. They make me crazy. All right, I'll work this last stitch, pulling that aqua from underneath, and we'll take a look at what this looks like. So, as you look at this up the edge, you actually start to get a braided or knitted looking edge. It's just decorative. It's a great way to get a 2-color cast on to look nice. Know that it's not a particularly stretchy cast on. So if you know that you are tight with your cast-ons or a tight knitter in general, what I would recommend is going up 2 needle sizes from the needle size you're actually going to use to make your work, and cast on with that, just so that it's not too tight, so this edge is nice and comfortable for you. So assuming that we were casting on a teeny tiny project and only 10 stitches were required, what you're going to do when you reach your total number, your plus 2, because these 2 stitches that we used for our slip stitch cast on loop don't count, we're just going to take those off. So in my case, I'm working on a DPN, so I can slide it. If you're working on a circular, you can just pull them off when you get to the end of your round. But just take those 2 stitches, pull that out, and then you're left with just the working stitches you need to create your project. So there's the 2-color cable cast on. Happy knitting!